2004 Mercedes E500 4matic. We have a check engine light for a P0410 air system A. Possible issues could be the faulty air pump, air bypass valve, or maybe even the solenoid, such as the relay. Alright, so I'm going to test turning on my air pump and switchover valve while the car is still on. And it does not turn on. I should hear a very loud air pump coming from my engine, but when I turned it on, I got no noise. Inside the engine bay, if you take off this cover right here, it is going to be this relay right here. That is relay labeled as R. It's responsible for the secondary air injection. And if you jump the wire 87 to number 30, which are the two cross ones, then you can hear that mine works just fine. The original relay is a 40 amp. I have a 30 amp here I'm going to test it with. So here with an M12 battery and the original relay, we can test to see if the relay works. I'll plug in one contact. So here, and I'll plug it into the positive. So this relay is working just fine. I can hear it click. The issue is not with the original relay. So I do still have a check engine light, and reading the codes, this time it's for an O2 sensor bank 2 sensor 1, which I've replaced about a year ago or less. So I'm going to try resetting this code, continue driving, and see what we get. And connecting directly to the ECU module, I can see more specific codes. I get P2023, which is calling out the relay for the air pump, and P2003 for malfunction of secondary air injection. So with it calling out something with the relay for the air pump, I know it's not the relay because the relay clicks over just fine. So I'm almost wondering if the switching side of the relay that's from the ECU is not sending the proper 12 voltage, or if the ground maybe has a fault. So I'll look further into that. And here I found this diagram online, and we can see that the positive relay trigger and ground for relay trigger, so I'll have to probe those and check to see that I get good continuity from positive relay trigger to 12 volts. And for the ground, that I get good continuity from the ground for relay trigger to my battery negative terminal. And this is the relay for the secondary air pump, and this is the fuse here for the secondary air pump, and looking at it in there, looks good. And the fuse here for continuity, it is good. Going back to the engine bay, this is the switchover valve that gets its electrical signal from the ECU, and when this is activated, oh, look at that, maybe that's why I'm getting a failed, because this is the vacuum that is coming from the engine. So this should pull vacuum and then go through this line and give vacuum to these two here. So I need to replace this. Let's relay one more time. Okay, so new relays in, new tubing, connecting it to the solenoid changeover valve, which then allows vacuum to go from the engine's vacuum. The solenoid turns on and it applies vacuum to this valve and to this valve, and allowing the air pressure, the secondary air injection, to feed down into the exhaust. Okay, and we have also installed a new secondary changeover valve. The secondary changeover valve part number is 002-540-1497, and I replaced it with this Pierberg brand, Pureberg part number 7.02256.37.0. Here inside the ECU, I can check the status of the electric pump and the switchover valves when they're activated. So I'll turn on the car and we'll take a look. So if your car is already up to temperature, then the valves will not actuate. These only turn on during a cold start. Now with vacuum hose installed properly, at idle I'm getting about 351 HPA, which is hectopascals, I guess. Test manually turning on my valves. Let's see if we get this. Okay, acknowledge that the engine is running, so I gotta turn this on. And the coolant temperature is 70 degrees Celsius or higher. It's currently at 91, so that is confirmed. So we'll press F1. So now if I press this button, I should hear the secondary air pump turn on, which I do not. So I just started my car up from a cold start. So both the electric air pump and the switchover valve are in the on, and then after about 90 seconds of idling, they turn off. Currently, I do not hear my electric air pump turning on. You know, the interesting thing is that after a little drive, my electric air pump did turn off, but my air pump switchover valves are still in the on position. They should have switched off after 90 seconds.